What particularly would you like them to try and do? The current government or the one that's going to be formed either by Liz or Rishi in literally a matter of days?
Well, one thing's for sure is I would not want to be in the new Prime Minister's shoes in a week or so's time. They have an impossible task now. To come up with a solution that's going to fix this problem is virtually impossible. We've talked about removing green levies, reducing or zeroing VAT. They're going to be a drop in the ocean in value compared to where the price cap has now been announced at just over £3,500. Freezing the price cap is another proposal, but the reality is, although that might fix some of the domestic cost, it's only about 30% of the total demand in the UK. So 70% of the market, which are business consumers, don't have the protection from this. And actually, if you've got a buyer in the market that has the mandate to buy at any cost, we could actually drive up prices even higher than where they are now for those business consumers.
Well, I would encourage you to, when we finish this interview, if you've got time, carry on watching the programme, because we've got a former chair of the Federation of Small Businesses coming up on the programme, making exactly that point. And the current chair has written a brilliant article in today's Daily Mail, well worth reading. You're absolutely right. Businesses out there exposed and in deep doo-doo. As a student of these things and a keen observer of the marketplace, do you agree with me that one of the greatest single difficulties is that the state, UK PLC, simply can't and won't afford bailouts that would really make a difference to everybody? Nadeem Zar, we're talking about those on 45 grand a year. Everyone else talking about the most hard-pressed, the poorest. The state can't solve it for everyone, just not on.
No, and I think Julian alluded to that there's going to be an imbalance between that money reaching the right people. The £400, for example, that's going to be applied monthly throughout the winter at £66, £67 a month. That's going to reach everybody, whether you are on the lowest income or indeed the highest. So targeted relief is very difficult to deliver.
The final point, have you thought of anything else as a consultant and observer that either Liz or Rishi hasn't thought of, or that I haven't asked either you or Julian or Malcolm? Because I really am genuinely scratching my head, and we're getting people coming in via email and tweet saying, oh, do the nationalisation bit, do the bailout bit and what have you. But is there anything fresh out there that we haven't thought of?
Not to my mind at the moment. I think we're in a really, really difficult place. It has been creeping up on us for some time. Sadly, we're predicting that the October price cap that's just been announced at just over £3,500 is going to be probably the lowest number that we'll see for some time. We're predicting some awful numbers into 2023. So I think the analysts, Auxilium, which I represent, and others out there are all aligned in that this is far from over just yet. So, there needs to be some sizable thinking and to make sure, obviously, that we don't damage something by fixing something somewhere else along the chain.